Welcome, Hoosier fans, to this Thursday edition of Banner Morning, your daily rundown of IU basketball news and notes. I'm Jared Morris, host of the Assembly Call, and we're now just one day away from Indiana's next Big Ten road game. In team news, Indiana plays at Maryland on Friday evening. The game will tip at 7 o'clock Eastern and be broadcast on FS1. As always, we'll have post-game analysis immediately following the final buzzer at our website, assemblycall.com. Maryland is 4-1 in Big Ten play and jumped from 28th all the way to 20th in KenPom on the heels of their surprisingly dominant win at Minnesota. In case you missed it on Tuesday night, the Terps were down 6 at the half and stormed back to outscore Minnesota 48-27 in the second half en route to a 15-point victory at the Barn. Suffice it to say, the computers appreciate dominant road wins against top 50 opponents. KenPom predicts a 74-70 victory for Maryland, while giving Indiana a 35% chance of winning. I spent nearly 20 minutes during this week's Banner Monday broadcast previewing this matchup, which presents a few particular challenges for Indiana. Now, these challenges aren't insurmountable by any means, and this Maryland team is always vulnerable, even at home, because of their extreme youth and, shall we say, untrustworthy coaching. But the Hoosiers will have to get off to a solid start, find ways to be better in transition, and it sure would help if Rob and Duran are able to play. Speaking of which, in player news, hopefully we learn more about Indiana's injury status at Archie Miller's media availability today. Keep your eyes peeled at Inside the Hall for the video later this afternoon. It seems we learned at least a little something yesterday from a series of images posted on the IU basketball Twitter account. In one image, Deron Davis is shown battling Evan Fitzner for positioning in practice, which I'm taking as a good sign of his impending availability for Friday. Also, deep in the background of another image, you can see Jake Forrester in practice gear with what appears to be a taped ankle, but no boot. So perhaps he too will be available to provide depth off the bench. Rob Finney was not pictured, but I wouldn't take that to mean anything one way or the other, as most players weren't pictured. And finally, in disappointing announcer news, Mike Miller of the Herald-Times tweeted yesterday that Tim Brando and Donnie Marshall will be on the call Friday night. You might recall the immense criticism directed Marshall's way for his disrespectful and uninformed analysis in an IU game last season. Suffice it to say, you should have the mute button handy, or go with the always smart option of syncing your TV to Fish's radio call, which you can find for free on the IU channel of the TuneIn radio app. For the links mentioned in this edition of Banner Morning, visit assemblycall.com, and remember to use the URL iutickets.shop to visit SeatGeek for the best prices on IU basketball tickets. That's iutickets.shop, promo code ASSEMBLY for $10 off your first purchase. We'll be back on Monday with a brand new edition of Banner Morning. Until then, keep your elbows in and your eyes on the rim, and go Hoosiers.